Hey, so in today's Wrath of Nap lesson, we're talking about American news. Put on your pizza protection, boys. We're going in.
Over on MSNBC, Brian Williams and New York Times editor Mara Gay got out the abacus and did some math on Mike Bloomberg's campaign last night. Here's how it went.
When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads, U.S. population 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math.
Don't tell me if you're ahead on the math, he says. What are you talking about? You're not doing any math. That'd be like if you're in the stands at a race. You say to the guy next to you, hey man, don't tell me if you're ahead of me in the race. You're not in the race. You're not doing any math. You're just saying stuff.
Ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's an incredible way of putting it, and it's true. This is American news, MSNBC. Mike Bloomberg, he runs for political office, and he spends $500 million on ads, and this nonsensical tweet makes it through all of their production staff. People see it, get it ready, queued up to go up during the show. And they're gonna say that 327 million goes into 500 million over 1 million times, or at least 1 million times. This is incredible. Understand how unbelievable and concerning this is. This isn't some wild report, some wild speculation from another country or continent or something. This is an extravagant fact, a fact that you can clearly see in the moment. They're like, wow, what an unbelievably, incredibly well put fact, meaning it's striking, it's a striking fact, quite a way to put things. And nobody takes a second to check it. This is math. You could just check it. You could just take a second and check it. It's not some wild speculation or report or opinion piece. It's called division. But it gets through everybody. Everybody on the team, nobody takes a second to check it. Something you could check in a second. Someone with any remotely good sense of numeracy, they could look at it. It would be like reading up is down. Immediately clear that it's absolutely absurd. And even if you're not that good with numbers, just 1 second, jot it down on a sticky note, bam, you realize, oh, that's total nonsense. That probably shouldn't be on the news. But they aired it. So totally simple thing that's very clearly wrong that you could check in a second. They didn't check it. They didn't check it. And so these are the people that are supposed to be reporting, giving journalism, giving us information that we're supposed to be trusting on issues as complicated as foreign policy and the ethics of new policies and, the cohesion of different social demographics and what's causing it all to fall apart. They can't do division. They won't check it. How can you trust them with anything complicated? They can't even take a second to check some basic division. I mean, it is shocking. Wherever you're getting your news from, be skeptical. Do not just take everything they say as fact. People misinterpret things. People deliberately misconstrue things. People don't do basic math that takes a single second to check if something is true or not. I mean, it's not like this single instance is, oh my God, what an incredibly horrible thing to do. But this is indicative. This is very telling. So be skeptical, folks. So how badly did they screw up? Let's just do a simple math problem to capture the magnitude of how wild their screw up is. If, you haven't quite gathered how crazily wrong they are, right? So let's go back to kindergarten, since when we're just, strangers all over the internet who happen to like math, and we're talking about math, what do? We do 40-minute graph theory proofs, whatever. What are we doing now when we're talking about American journalism? Division. We're doing basic division. Okay, let's do it. Kindergarten time. So let's say Mike, let's say our boy Mike has 5 apples. Mike has 5 apples. What else does Mike have? Mike's a wealthy guy. He's got 5 apples. He's also got 3 friends, wealthy in material and spirit. Mike has 5 apples and 3 friends. Ooh, boy, cool. Okay, Mike's got 5 apples, 3 friends. Here's the question. How many apples can Mike share with his 3 friends? And let's even make it, a little simpler. How many apples can Mike share with his 3 friends without splitting up any apples, right? So every friend only gets whole apples and they have the same number. How many could he give them? Maximum. The crazy thing is you don't even need division to solve this problem, right? You know, you talk about the basic operations, you know, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. In many ways, you'd say division's probably the most complicated one. You don't even have to do division here. You don't have to do division, right? What would you do? Just, it takes a second. It only takes a second. And this is the same problem that they did incorrectly, right? This is the same problem conceptually. So what would you do? You'd say, okay, well, suppose Mike gives 1 apple to each of his 3 friends. That would be a total of 3 apples. That's less than the 5 apples he has, so maybe that's the answer, but we're not sure. What if he gives 2 apples to each friend? What if he gives 2 apples to each friend? 2 apples to 3 friends, that's a total of 6 apples. Oh, 6 is greater than the total of 5 apples he has, so we can't give 2 apples to all of his friends, so the answer must be 1. That's the highest number of apples that he can give to all 3 of his friends when he has only 5 apples. Now, how did MSNBC tackle this problem based on their advocation of this tweet in the moment, gawking at its unbelievable incredibleness? What did they do? Okay, Mike's got 5 apples. 5 apples, 3 friends. You know, what is it? Well, how many apples? Let's just round down. You know, be a little conservative. We'll round down. Give about 1.6 million apples to each of his 3 friends with his 5 apples. About 1.6 million. Yeah. And in a later apology, the 11th Hour show, they say something like, you know, we apologize, we had this fact that relied on bad math. I can't quite capture why that irritates me so much. Bad math. There's no such thing as bad math. There's math and there's not math. You were not doing math. You weren't doing bad math. There was no math. The tweet relied on nothing. It was just nonsense. That's like saying Socrates is a man, every man is mortal, therefore Socrates is not mortal. Oh, whoops! It just relied on bad logic. No! That's not logic. There's no such thing as bad logic. There's logic, and then there's everything else. There's math, and then there's everything else. You didn't rely on bad math. You didn't rely on anything. It was just nonsense. You just made it up. So this is not bad math. In America, this, news.
It's an incredible way of putting it.
I don't wanna fall for you this time, and I don't wanna fall for you this time. I can't find the truth.